Major groups of kingdom protista. Today we will discuss about different types of the groups that are included in the kingdom protista. Number one, the protozoa animal-like protists. This is the first type of the kingdom protista. The protozoa-like animals are animal-like protists. The first example in this kingdom is the amoeba. All protozoans are unicellular. Most of the protozoans ingest their food by the process of the endocytosis. Endocytosis, we mean that the formation or the development of the food particles by invagination of the membrane within the body of the amoeba. This group includes all free-living freshwater, marine, and soil amoeba, as well as those that are parasites of the animals. Amoeba lack flagella and move by forming specialized cytoplasmic projections called pseudopodia. Just like that of these are the pseudopodia that help the engulf of the food of different particles from the soil, moisture contents as well as other the water bodies. The intestinal parasites, for example, the Entomoeba histolytica, causes amoebatic dysentery in humans. This is a amoeba or the animal-like protists that causes the dysentery in humans, generally in the rainy seasons. The second type of the protist is a zooflagellates. These protists are mostly unicellular or some are the colonial organisms with spherical or elongated bodies with a single central nucleus. These are the examples of the zooflagellates. They possess from one to many long wipe-like flagella that enable them to move. There are many flagella around this zooflagellates is present. A flagellates move rapidly, pulling themselves forward by lashing flexible flagella that are usually located at the anterior end. Flagellates obtain their food either by ingesting living or dead organisms or by absorbing nutrients from dead or decomposing organic matter. They may be free-living symbionts or the parasites. Trachonymphs are the complex, specialized flagellates which may flagella which lie as symbionts in the guts of the termites and help in the digestion of the wood. Generally, termites eat wood and digest the cellulose due to the presence of this flagellates that is known as the trachonymphas. The parasitic flagella, these are the flagella that's known as the parasitic flagella causes diseases. For example, the trypanosoma is a human parasite causing the African sleeping sickness. It is transmitted by the bite of the infected tsetse fly. This is a special type of the fly that is present in hot areas in the African countries that is known as the tsetse fly. Quinoflagellates are sessile, marine, or freshwater flagellates which are attached by a stalk, and the single flagellum is surrounded by a delicate collar. They are of special interest because of their striking resemblance to collar cells in the sponges. The third type is the ciliates. The ciliates are unicellular organisms with a flexible outer covering called a pellicle that gives them a definite but elongated shape. In paramecium, for example, the surface of the cell is covered with several thousand fine, short hair-like structures that is known as the cilia. The cilia bead in such a precisely coordinated fashion that the organism can go forward, can also go back and turn around. These are the mechanisms through which ciliates, especially the paramecium, move here and there and turn around. Some ciliates are sessile and remain attached to a rock or other surfaces. Their cilia set up water currents. They draw food towards them. Most ciliates ingest bacteria or other tiny protists. These are the food of the ciliates or the paramecium. Water regulation in freshwater ciliates is controlled by special organelles that is known as the contractile vacuoles. The contractile vacuoles within the paramecium that help the ciliates to move here and there are using different types of the food materials. Ciliates differ from other protozoans in having two kinds of the nuclei. Two kinds of the nuclei generally present within the ciliates. One are more small diploid macronuclei that function in sexual process, and a large polyploid macromolecules that control cell metabolism and growth. Most ciliates are capable of a sexual process that is known as the conjugation. During the conjugation, two individuals come close and exchange genetic material. Conjugation is the special type of the process that generally takes place. We have seen that in the bacteria reproduction. However, in paramecium, the conjugation process is also takes place by for the process or production of reproduction. The fourth type is the foraminiferans and the actinopods. These marine protozoans produce shells or the tests. Tests of foraminifera are made of calcium, whereas those of the actinopods are made of the silica. These are special types of the foraminifera or the actinopods that generally develop within the marines, seas. समुद्र के अंदर ये पैदा होते हैं. The shells of the sea test contain pores through which the cytoplasmic projections can be extended. These are the pores within the foraminifera through which the cytoplasmic projection through different types of the materials can be extended. The cytoplasmic projections form a sticky interconnected net that entangles prey. These are the sites for prey entangles. Dead foraminiferans sinks to the bottom of the ocean where the shells form a gray mud that is gradually transformed into the chalk. The gray mud chalk generally we use on the blackboard. That is basically the material of the calcium carbonate. The foraminifera also composed of the calcium carbonate. When the mud in the marine surfaces is just like that of the calcium carbonate, foraminiferans of past created vast limestone deposit. Limestone means these are the chalk like calcium carbonate that we generally use for painting of the walls. Epicomplexins. Epicomplexins are a large group of the parasitic protozoa, some of which cause serious diseases such as malaria in humans. Epicomplexins lack specific structures for locomotion but move by flexing. At some stage in their lives, they develop a spore and small infective agent transmitted to the next host. Many epicomplexins spend part of their life in one host and part in a different host species. Plasmodium, that is epicomplexins. Plasmodium, the epicomplexin that causes malaria, enters human body through the bite of an injected female Anopheles mosquito. Anopheles mosquito that you might have seen in our environment that generally spread in the rainy seasons. The female mosquito that is known as Anopheles that bites on the human body, and this plasmodium injected into the human body. This plasmodium enter within the liver. When infected, red blood cell burst, many new parasites are released. After injecting into the liver, they reproduce themselves within the liver, the red blood cells, and infect the red blood cells. Then, when red blood cells burst, many protozoans came out from the red blood cells, and then the released parasites infect new red blood cells, and the process is repeated. This process is repeated again and again within the bloodstream of the human being. The simultaneous bursting of millions of red blood cells causes the symptoms of malaria, a chill or shivering, followed by high fever caused by toxic substances that are released and affect other organs of the body. To In this way, the chilling process during the fever, a chilling or the shivering is felt by the patient. And again, when they came out from the body in the form of the biting of Anopheles mosquito, again within the body of the mosquito, they reproduce themselves. And when mosquito needed to bite or transmit such type of the plasmodium again into the bloodstream of the human being, and again such type of the process or the cycle is repeated.